Hi everyone, this is Christian Moralia, and we're going to be taking a look at a personalized learning experience through staff development. So first of all, we're going to take a look at my journey and then how I incorporated my journey into a Canvas learning experience. And when I took a look at the term personalization, I've been teaching for 36 years, so the term personalization isn't something that I began with. And so even at the beginning of the course, my understanding of what it was basically, it was a very general type of definition that the learning experience was correlated with a particular skill set based upon what the students had and their prior knowledge. Now that developed over time. Let's take a look how that worked. So first of all, you can see here, I still believe that the personalization meant that it meant matching the skills and needs of the student, but then I began to understand that there was the feedback, authentic feedback, there was a self-discovery process, there was facilitating agency, which is definitely all part of my own classroom. But in the feedback area, it was important to build upon this feedback on a particular assignment. Not that if we refer to Austin's butterfly, not that it was one and done, but you continue the feedback process until the student develops mastery. And that was extremely important in my understanding of personalization. Now, in a professional development application, what would this look like? First of all, understanding teachers are students and they need to have their own personalized experience based upon what they are teaching, their grade level, their student population. I taught in a school that had a high number of EL students, so that would be important to make a personalized experience for them. And in a PD experience, as I said, it has to be relevant to the teachers, otherwise they just check out and their population. So we look at student agency with the teachers themselves and the choices they have to personalize their process. How do they go about learning? In the PD experience, there must also be authentic feedback. Now, authentic feedback that I've definitely learned through the course of Canvas, these Canvas modules, is coming from peers and also from the facilitator, but let the peers guide the process. Teachers really value other teachers' input. And at the end, as you're going to see when I take a look at the module I developed, it must have some type of real-life application. So let's take a look at Canvas and what the application looked like. So as you have the module that I created, and we first start off with pages and giving the teachers a background of what to expect as they go through this process, reinforcing that idea of feedback, student agency, choices, and self-discovery, telling them what the end assignment is and what the goals are of the assignment in the module. So the next thing is the student teacher, in this case, would be taking a self-assessment quiz. And there's 5 questions with the assessment quiz. And this is so that they understand that they themselves have a learning model and what that learning model might be. Okay, as we all know, we learn very differently. And for them to understand, oh, I'm a student as well. And by doing this, they then can incorporate that into the learning process as they develop their own assessment for their students. Once they are done with the assessment, the next thing that they would be doing is that they would be doing a peer discussion. They want to reflect upon what they learned. This is part of the self-discovery process. And they're going to be paired up with another colleague, and so that they can reflect and then get input with the feedback. Now, as they've gone through the process and maybe they still don't understand what the student-centered learning looks like, and so I would have them use this video. It's the same video, by the way, we've used before, but this is to reinforce and build upon their experience so they have a better understanding so they could shape their own individual classrooms. Now, here's where the real-life application takes place. In this particular case, the teacher would develop their own assessment for their own students. And once again, it's going to be very personalized because it's going to fit their student population. And they have options here. So this is where the student agency plays in. They can either do a Canvas survey and or do a Google form and incorporate it. They would be uploading this into the assignment file, and it would be based upon some of the very things they learned about personalization. And then next they'd be providing feedback upon their peers and what they produced. With this assessment, there is a rubric so they have an understanding of what the goals are to achieve on the assignment. The final part of the process is once again a reflection, a module reflection that they can utilize using either a Canvas media recording or another tool such as Flipgrid and upload it. And this would be based upon how they might apply this experience in their own classroom.